guarantee that you're going to be as big as DMX, Jay-Z, or anybody else. It's a chance either way.
Right.
I mean, you take a risk either way.
There's colleges right now that are being sued because they were making claims that upon graduating they'd get a job in whatever field they were going to, and
they guarantee
like 90% of those graduates didn't get that job placement, and now they're being sued because
class action suit, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You see what I'm saying? So there's nobody I can sue. I've done spent hundreds of thousands of dollars doing what I do, and I've probably I ain't make that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm okay.
You're always putting in
You're on the way, man.
I'm okay. I'm not.
But that's the thing. Like you're putting yourself in a position to have a mechanism to, one, get there yourself, but also to pass it down to the next generation.
Actually, I just wanted my children to, like, I didn't grow up seeing my parents didn't work. I've never seen my mother with a job. I've never seen my father with a job. My father was a retired Vietnam veteran. You know what I'm saying? My mother never had to work. I never seen her work a day in her life. I never seen my father and my mother never got up and went to work. So me doing it is like a foreign thing because it's not something that I grew up seeing. Right. So, of course, I would hate it. But I remember, you remember your first job?
Yeah.
Sure, you remember your first job?
Yeah, I do.
You remember your first business?
Yeah, of course.
Nope. Never had one.
You know what my first business was?
What?
I cleaned poodle shit.
No, man.
In the basement of the lady that lived on the corner of my block. No.
Nice.
I actually, this was before I moved to the heart of North Philly on Percy Street. I lived on Sydenham Street off of Erie Avenue. There was a lady, older woman, lived across the street from us, like very old, geriatric, needed help to get to the bathroom and empty her pot with the pee in it.
You used to do that too?
And that's what I did.
Damn.
Okay.
That's what I did.
No,
she paid me.
What was your first
job?
So on the weekends, my dad owned a bar and restaurant. I would stock the bar and restaurant on the weekends.
Okay.
During the week, my parents made me sell pretzels.
Okay.
Well, they didn't make me, but they kind of like
encourage you, push you to get out there.
I'll tell you what, I walked away with like $50 to $100 a day.
A day?
Yeah.
I wasn't making
money.
Yeah, I did. My dad had a landscaping business. I worked with him on that.
Okay.
I'm an outdoor person, obviously. I don't like grass. So,
so your dad had a business.
I was young. Yeah.
That's what you grew up with, your father having a business.
Yes.
No, I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So that's.
I mean, he still worked, but that was like another thing he did too.
Like
so that was a side joint.
I
You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at him neither, and especially your parents neither having a.
But that's what I was saying. Both of our parents had businesses, but yet I was encouraged to go to school and get a job.
What about you, Q?
So as far as the job thing, I worked as a cashier at it's not even a store anymore. It's called Shopping Bag. That was where I worked. But as a kid, and as far as being entrepreneurial, my first, and this was even younger than that, I was maybe about 11 or 12. My mom had me and my boy baking cookies and stuff. So we learned how to bake.
But weed in it?
Nah, that wasn't even imagine if we were on it back then. But what I am saying is oatmeal raisin chocolate chip cookies or whatever. We did that. I'd be out baking, taking orders from people in the neighborhood, like different community organizations we were a part of. And then I started doing the water ice and stuff. So we would buy the big tubs of water ice in the summer, be out on Mount Ephraim Avenue in Camden and just dishing it out.
Just pumping.
You know what? I forgot my very first job as far as entrepreneurial-ish type stuff was I was a Girl Scout.
The Girl Scouts does a good job.
You sold Girl Scout cookies.
They do a good job teaching entrepreneurship through that. They do every mark.
I made it up to a junior until my
The Thin Mints was the shit.
Thin
Mints is my joint.
They sell them to
them things was like the box box now. I'm like, them things getting smaller too. I'm like, what cookies getting smaller? They used to be like 3 in the pack, remember? Now it's like 2
Trying to
in
keep
the
their
pack.
profits
Yo,
up.
y'all remember the shit we used to sell for school, like the cookies and shit?
Yeah, the chocolate bars on that stuff like that.
Me and my brother and sister got barred from doing that. We couldn't because my mother burnt them for the money. She never paid them. Like, we would go out and sell the shit. my mom took the money. Nobody never got their cookies or nothing. I never got that motherfucking bike.
Listen, I
What did Kobe say on his joint?
you go to school to specialize in a knowledge area. So
Exactly, but
you don't go to college to get a job.
Okay. All right.
Now, I was
I'm mad at
saying,
that.
my troop leader from when I was a Girl Scout took our money and ran, so I stopped being a Girl Scout.
So what's the point of specializing in a specific area?
It's more.
He said you don't go to college
My
to get a
thought
job.
is so that you can get a
I
job
don't know
in
mumbo
that
jumbo
special
Kobe
area.
talking about.
No, I mean I think his point is that you can still have the expertise in the subject.
For what though? To make
so
money?
Well, I mean, because
But it doesn't necessarily have to be a job.
a lot of jobs you get
No,
now.
you go so you can have a career.
Well,
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so in that sense, sometimes you get that specialty so that you can create the job for yourself in that career path, not necessarily going to work for
Yeah, because
somebody.
that's what happens most of the time.
And most of
No.
what I'm saying is what happens most of the time is that people end up working for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless
Because they spent all this time in college and never got no experience.
But see,
Right.
now
Yeah, the
it's
experience
kind of
matters more,
that
way
Toby
more.
said no.
no
But
no to
listen,
what?
But listen,
You
it's
said no
like
to
what
what?
it is now is you go to school, you get the college degree, you can get a job much easier than somebody who has experience.
Not necessarily. That used to be the way.
It's
As far as
trending,
me,
it's changing now.
It's
but
definitely changing now.
Yes, it is.
And people are not so much looking
But they want you to have
for that
both.
college degree more than experience and being a people person.
Right.
Like a college degree,
Networking.
yeah, you look good on paper.
yes.
It looks good
Right.
on paper, but can you actually
The
perform?
job. Mm-hmm.
Have you done this?
Right.
So here's the other thing that is good about college to a certain extent is that often you can go to certain places and get experiences while you're in school where the stakes aren't as high. Generally speaking, the stakes aren't as high
Or
as
is somebody taking
when
a
you-
risk on you?
There is, but at the same time, you as the student should be soaking up these experiences, trying to get internships, trying to get apprenticeships, things of that nature, so that by the time you're done, and not even just that, I would also stress to anyone that is a student or has students that they're raising up to also get certifications. Get those certifications, because then once you get the certifications, you'll already be steps ahead.
No,
of
you should be here.
I think-
If you ain't here, we ain't accepting no call.
I mean, I'm not
You
being real.
should be here. I gotta call in.
The players in the field like expertise. Black stuff.
So
Black thought is limited.
I went to a school where they now put in your internship with your program. So now it puts the hands-on experience. But
Sure.
like Montana said, I totally get it. I did the book work and I aced my test, but I still didn't understand what I was doing until I was out there.
And again, can I revert to
So I
what
feel
I was
like-
saying?
Yeah.
And I came from a school that didn't have a great reputation,
Mm.
but I could outscan anybody who went to Jefferson or anybody else.
So
Like,
can I revert back to the whole experience that I was giving y'all with as far as Pro Tools and me learning the program?
Mm-hmm.
Even with the whole college experience, like
Mm-hmm.
I can go to college right now,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And have the experience that I've already experienced with the multiple jobs that I've already had, and now I can go and get the technical aspect of it from a college. Like, who's to say that fresh out of high school, you have to go to college right then and there, right? You can go and get the experience and intern and do this, that, and the third,
Find a
and
mentor.
then go get the technical aspect so that you understand it better while you're there,
Right.
and then you come, like, but
That
people...
word you just used is
mentor.
important.
Find somebody that does something you like.
A mentor.
Right.
Yeah. Because why would you ask somebody that drive a Camry about how to buy a Rolls Royce?
That's real talk.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, especially if people are not even going where you're trying to go to, and you're trying to get advice from people that's not even attempting to go where you're trying to go. Like, I'm not going to ask somebody like, yo, how do I... You're not even trying to go in that direction. You've
Right.
never been there. Like, it won't make sense for me to ask you anything. So somebody that I would need to talk to that has been, like, I want to sit and pick Puff brain. I want to sit and pick Dre brain. I want to sit and pick Hove brain. Like if you ain't done this and even attempting to go in that direction, ain't nothing you can tell me. Ain't nothing you can tell me.